That should do. It's been that kind of day. It's been that kind of week, and it's only Tuesday. It's been that kind of month, and it's only a little over half over. Hey, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. It's, yeah, it's been a thing. But yes, 10th anniversary. I mean, technically, the first of the month was the first anniversary if you want to go by first upload to the channel. But we're going to treat the whole month as that. So here we are. We've got a bunch of stuff planned. Well, obviously, we'll have the normal back and forth with me and with the chat and all that. But I've got some early videos to show you and to react to, which I have not rewatched properly in a long time. I've got Mad Libs. Yeah, we'll have fun. It'll be good. Hope everyone's doing well. Hello, Ben, Pirates, Molly, Rowan, Bruce, Aaron, Dharma, Molly, I might have said already, Gozer, Carolyn, Ms. Wicked Wolf, Aongus. Oh, lots of folks. Good to see you all. Happy 10th anniversary. Pop champagne. Enjoy that. It's the 1 year anniversary of my channel on Halloween. Well, congratulations in advance. Early videos are always fun. Well, we'll see about that. Watching your two recent videos back to back were surreal. You seem like you were way more upset about the crazy shit in Riverdale than you were about the homophobic book bannings. Well, like, I made a point of keeping my cool as best I could for the one on the book challenges and the book bannings. But, yeah, because, you know, part of that was, God, I can think. Part of that was just, like, not wanting to be dismissed for being emotional. But, you know, with the Riverdale, like, it's just, no earrings. Well, I mean, I'm going to be putting on headphones, a little bit later when we start, watching stuff so I can actually hear it. But yeah, I got to put that one back in. So like I have on this ear, I have the 3. The upper one I took out because I was performing this past weekend for I can think and talk for Burlington Pride. Actually, you know what? Give me a second here. Let me think here. Let me see if I can show you some of the pictures from that. Ooh, okay, here we go. So like, all right, let me move that. The name that you see on that's the watermark of the photographer. But let me, hold on. This is, this Jeep belongs to Ginger Lolly. That's her up in the front. There's me, there's Innocent Ivy, there's Jasper Kinetic across the bar, working the legs. Dominique Anjou was following the back with absolutely amazing hair. So there was that. But I also performed, and I did a fawn number. So because I had the ears on, that was the reason I took the, where am I? The upper earring out for that. There was also a group number, so the group number was after my solo, and I did not have time to change my outfit for that. And so as a result, you know, dancing with the rest of the group is a random fawn. So I get amusement out of that. I just thought it was interesting. Like I said, an effect of having the time to change my outfit, but not my makeup. Congratulations on 10 years. Thank you, Logan. That's Ginger's Jeep nice. Yeah, it's actually a recent thing. She had an orange car, kind of a ginger colored car, which we called the Gingermobile. That unfortunately finally kicked it, and she bought the Jeep, and the Jeep's quite nice. Let me see here. Sorry, I think I missed something. Oh, I see people were bringing up the my upsetness about the slander of maple trees on the Riverdale. So there's going to be at least 2 more videos that'll come out of that. She only described the first 5 episodes of that season to me. But yeah, there'll be 2 more of those down the line. In the fawn picture, you look like you're going to yell, "What do you want? I'm trying to sleep." Every group number needs a random fawn. Yes, it's I'm not just a content creator. I also create fawn-tent. Oh, that was awful. Jeez. She didn't even get to the Sabrina crossover. I can't, honestly, at this point, I can't remember. It's like a haze. Trying to remember what she told me. But yeah, so that was the good part of my weekend. We did get rained on though, actually rather severely. The tail end, the first 3/4 or so of the parade was cloudy, it was overcast, but it was fine. But then we got poured on at the last stretch of the parade. I thought it was fair. Oh no, Dharma! Ah! Good clean fawn for the whole family. Okay, so it's not just me. Glad I was here for content. No one can ever take that away from me. You're on trial for a murder you didn't commit. Who do you want to defend you, She-Hulk or Saul? Saul. He seems to actually understand how the law works. That's when we get to the end of She-Hulk, I'm gonna make my case. I'm gonna make my case for why how inaccurate the legal stuff was actually matters. Not that I need it to be super accurate, but like it's so far out from anything vaguely approaching actual law that it is taking me, an average schmuck who knows very little about the law, it is taking me completely out of it. Because even I'm going, that's not. And like shows like Better Call Saul, or if you want a comedy example, My Cousin Vinny, shows that courtroom accuracy can still be funny. It doesn't have to hurt storytelling, and yet here we are. Good grief. Ben said that you would get him to defend you. I mean, like, I love Jennifer, but she's not proving herself very well as a lawyer right now in that show. Piper at the Gates of Dawn versus Dark Side of the Moon. I prefer Dark Side of the Moon. Piper at the Gates of Dawn is kind of it almost feels like an oddity at this point in Pink Floyd's discography. But then again, like, I'm also weird because, like, I seem to be one of the few Pink Floyd fans who actually likes Division Bell. So, what do I know? I always carry a loaded pun with the safety on. Oh, my. You people. Oh, okay. This was the energy I needed. This was the energy I needed tonight. This is helping. My Cousin Vinny is a damn classic. Of course it is. It's great, and I love it when he's going through the witnesses, and each time he discredits one of them, I'm done with this guy. And the only one he's polite to is the old lady. He's just kind of a dick to all the rest of them. Real life actual law case, man got arrested for stealing his own urine sample. I mean, especially if it was a mandated drug test. Yeah, I could see you getting charged for that. I'm currently reading your book and loving it. Keep up all the great vibes and videos. Thank you, Spencer. I appreciate that a lot. It's one of those things cops appreciate about Hot Fuzz. It actually addresses the paperwork. Yeah, right? Like anything that like depicts a job, especially one that's actually typically shown in entertainment, but actually gets the people who do that job to go, see, this thing gets it, immediately kind of grabs my attention, just on principle. Mr. Gambini, what are you wearing? Well, you see, I had a suit because you told me to get one, and it all got covered in mud. So I tried to take it to the dry cleaner, but the whole place has the flu. All of them got the flu. So I had to go to a thrift store to get what I could find, and so here we are. That's not the exact lines, but have I seen the new Hellraiser trailer? I did. It's a little, I mean, granted, it's a trailer, and trailers are cut differently from films. But it's a little jump scary for my taste, but I'm liking the general vibe. And we haven't had a good Hellraiser movie, I guess most would say, since the second one. I think there's some fun to be had in the fourth one, personally. But yeah, we haven't had a good Hellraiser movie in a long time. I love She-Hulk, the character, but I love a female character who knows they're hot and can kick 12 kinds of butt. Whilst I haven't seen the show, I've heard good things about it. So like, you need to know what you're getting into, and the creators very much went and basically wanted to create a sitcom. And the thing is, I love She-Hulk in the comics, but I love how like the comedy aspects are not detached from the comics and the superhero nature. They are integrated with it. It doesn't feel like they bothered to integrate the legal stuff or honestly much besides like, well, what makes a good joke? And it's just it's an approach to comedy I generally don't appreciate in general. I've gone off on this before. Like, in my mind, the best comedies are almost always stories that would still be interesting stories even if you stripped every single joke out of it. And then adding the jokes in makes it even better. That's actually kind of how I feel about Ghostbusters, because, and I know that one works without knowing the jokes, because that's been one of my favorite movies, currently my favorite movie, since I was about 4, and I did not get a lot of those jokes for a long time and still loved it. So in my mind, the best comedies still should be telling an interesting story, but you know, it's a different approach to comedy to focus in and just try and be like, jokes. We're telling jokes. We're making jokes. What about the story? The story is an excuse for jokes. And like, that's not an invalid way to make a piece of entertainment. It's just, it rarely results in anything that I want to watch or anything longer than 5 minutes. Like, for me, that's a perfectly valid approach to take for a sketch. But if you want 1.5 to 2 hours of my time, please have a story, you know, that is interesting. Had a rough morning, had to wake up at 6 a.m. because they wanted me to arrive at 9. Ooh, that's never fun. I love the monsters, but the film looks terrible. Like, I don't know what they thought they were going to get. Getting Rob Zombie to do anything even vaguely associated with a comedy, because I've seen his attempt at comedy. I saw The Haunted World of El Super Beasto, and it's awful. It's really awful. It's so awful that, like, I still hold it against the screenwriter, because Tom Papa, who wrote the script for that movie, he shows up on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, which is a radio show I like a lot, but I still get annoyed by him, and part of that reason is in the back of my head, I'm like, you wrote that freaking movie. It's weird, man, the stuff that sticks with you. Do Mel Brooks movies fall under that criteria for you, Vera? It kind of depends on the movie, because Mel Brooks, that's a little bit of a different thing, because a lot of those are parodies. So the story is largely dictated by what it is he is riffing on. So that kind of, I don't want to say it exists in a little bubble, but it does kind of break my normal rubric in that it's building off an existing story, presumably an existing story that was interesting before he decided to go parody with it. And I do think that is kind of true. I think a lot of his weaker ones are often doing parodies of stuff that maybe weren't great in the first place. Like the whole Dracula Dead and Loving It is not good. And while it's not good for a lot of reasons, I think part of that reason is that there isn't, Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is what it's mainly riffing off of, wasn't that great in the first place. Whereas if you're going to riff on Star Wars, the quintessential Robin Hood story, the Old West stories, those are fundamentally interesting stories, some of which had entire genres built around them. So if you're just going to take that template and inject jokes into it, that's I get that. It doesn't always work, but I get it. That was the only good thing about the La La Land Moon Knight mix-up. Marissa Tomei was finally validated. Anyone catch Amazon's Good Night Mommy? What the heck is that? See, you say that, and the first thing that pops in my head is Night Mother, which is a play, and I can't imagine. If they renamed it to that, then, I got big questions. My favorite Mel Brooks is Robin Hood, Men in Tight, and Young Frankenstein. Yeah, in both cases, I would argue riffing on stories that are interesting even without jokes. Now, do his movies and his takes and his structure work without jokes? Not really. He's reconfigured them to accommodate jokes. But the original works that he is spoofing and riffing on can work jokeless. If I can be serious for a moment, my car got broken into the other night and some guitars I own got stolen. Oh, so I've been a mite paranoid lately. Oh my goodness, Logan, I'm so sorry. Ooh, that's rough. I know this movie was a while back, but what did you think of Peter Capaldi as the Thinker? I thought he was good. I mean, I think he's good in general, but yeah, no, he was good. That movie, some people really went in for that movie really hard and were really yeah, this is great. I had fun. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the most amazing thing ever. Oh, okay. Youngest, thank you very much for the super chat. $5, which is that? Did I put in? Okay, no, good. Whew! I'm off the hook. I had set something in the pinned comment that, because I've still got some of these, the Bean Boozled, which any given jelly bean could be normal and tasty, or could be absolutely disgusting. $10, I'll do this. 20, I'll hydrate. I'm hydrating on my own time as well. But if you want to encourage the process. But Angus, your actual question. What is the best film set in the Middle Ages, and why is it Monty Python and the Holy Grail? That is right up there. So the first thing I'm going to say is nobody get on my butt about it technically being or not being in the Middle Ages, because I don't know where that time, where the cutoff actually is. But some movies that I really like that are set around in what people tend to think of as the Middle Ages. There's the movie The Black Death, which is dark, but quite good. It'd be at the tail end of it, but there's a movie called The Advocate. Well, that was the U.S. release. I think Year of the Pig was the European release. That movie's great. I love it. It's freaking weird. It's got Colin Firth, and it's got Bilbo in Lord of the Rings. God, why can't I think of his name? Not Bilbo from The Hobbit, but from the Lord of the Rings. Oh, God, that's gonna bug me. Someone's gonna holler it out in the chat. But that one's great. And for more lighthearted, I would say A Knight's Tale. So, Good Night, Mommy is a remake of a film about two kids who become convinced that their mother, whose face is covered in bandages from an operation, isn't their real mother. Oh, well, that's horrifying. I will not be watching that. There's 69 people watching now. Nice. Ian Holm. Thank you. God. Good grief. I can think. We would like to apologize for the fault in the subtitles. Those responsible have been sacked. John Vinyls. Thank you so much. And I think, oh, that's British pounds. I think converted that is $10. Shoot. Okay. All right. What is this? That's white, which means this is probably this is either gonna be coconut or baby wipes. If I remember, the baby wipes aren't that bad. I don't know. No, that's baby wipes. The fact that these things, like, they kind of, like, the scent gets in your nose is one of the weirder things about them. Baby wipes isn't that bad, though. It is weird. It is strange. Zian Home, also Ash and Alien. Yeah, but anyway, if anyone has the opportunity to see that movie, either The Advocate or Year of the Pig, whatever you can find it under, that's a delightfully weird movie. Middle Ages is between the fall of Rome and the Renaissance. Well, see, now that's already had a problem because when Rome fell is also a matter of some debate. But yeah, I get your point. You don't have to think you're pretty. Thank you, Gozer. You get it. Wonderful. So to recap the last couple of months of my life, I got COVID. My dog passed away after waiting for me to come home, and some of my guitars got stolen. Could someone say rotten luck? So, like, this month especially has been bad, like, across the board for, like, almost everyone I know. I don't know anyone who's having a good month right now. But, I joked to Liz, is like every planet in retrograde? Yeah, 6 of them are. I'm not like super into astrology, but like somehow it feels like, oh yeah, that frickin' tracks, including Mercury, that little son of a bitch. You plan on watching The Devil's Hour starring Peter Capaldi with Stephen Moffat as the executive producer? I do not know what that is. So, at present, I'm saying no, because I'd have to look it up. Took an art history class that spent way too much time on the Renaissance and Jesus imagery. Be nice if they could bring up the fact that one of the main proponents of that image of Jesus, i.e. Leonardo da Vinci, based it off one of his boyfriends. Just saying. I retire for what? 5 minutes and it all goes to shit. The Queen. Oh, I've seen some good Queen related jokes in various places. I saw a meme that says, when will Mercury be out of the microwave? Oh, good grief. Your nails are pretty. Thank you. I need to redo this one because that one, the polish came off. But yeah, it's holding on the rest. Let's see. By the way, astronomy is the study of space. Did I say astronomy? I meant to say astrology. I don't know. Sunday was my 71st birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Callie. That's wonderful. Congratulations. What do you think of TV shows such as Dr. Phil and Jerry Springer? Never had any interest in them. Never did. And at this point, especially, I think they're honestly kind of harmful. In particular, to the people who appear on it, and just kind of in general, because like anyone who appears on that, you're just going to be paraded out as a spectacle. And maybe there are some people who are ultimately okay with that, but like I don't think that's healthy. especially with someone like Dr. Phil, which purports to like, here, let him help you in a public setting because that's good for therapy. Yeah, and then there's just what they choose to focus on and highlight in the perspectives that, again, especially more so Dr. Phil than Jerry Springer. Not that I think Jerry Springer is great, but Jerry Springer doesn't really pretend to be useful or helpful. It's just a sideshow. Whereas Dr. Phil like purports to actually help people, and no, absolutely not. Talking about Mercury, have you seen the dumb TikTok craze playing with Mercury? No, I have not. That one has passed me by. I am on a better side of TikTok than that. Watchmen spin-offs were a bad idea, but I'll be okay with one centered around the giant squid. I'm not sure you can do much with that because the giant squid was artificially created. Like, what do you even do with that? No, you said astrology, but I won't be obsessive. Astrology is that horoscope stuff. Astronomy is the study one. Yeah, I know. Last time I heard about anything from Dr. Phil was when he had the what? I don't even want to know. Cash me outside. I don't know what that was. I don't know. I don't care. At least Jerry Springer gave us a musical. That's true. Dr. Phil isn't even a doctor, I heard. I think he is, but not of what everyone thinks. Hold on. Now I want to check that. Dr. Phil. Oh, he does hold a doctorate in... Okay, here's the thing. He does hold a doctorate in clinical psychology, but he ceased renewing his license to practice. So he is a doctor in the sense that he earned a doctorate, but he is not licensed to practice, which is why he has to keep a show going. Because if he packages it as entertainment, he doesn't have to be licensed to practice psychology. Think about how messed up that is for just a hot second. That someone who would be required in a private one-on-one session to have a license to offer psychological evaluation or help to someone. Stick them in front of a camera, they don't need to be licensed. That's messed up. Is part of your dislike towards the Queen and House of the Dragon left over from your feelings on me and Earl and the Dying Girl? I didn't even recognize her, so no. Next week, I will be moving out of my small town in southern Texas and small studio apartment in the gay epicenter of Seattle. To a small studio apartment in the gay epicenter of Seattle. So excited to finally live my best queer life. Yay! I'm happy for you, Renee. That's awesome. That is awesome. I think he needs more practice. Well, practice makes perfect. I think most men need a little practice. Don't you, Mrs. Peacock? Sorry. There we go. When will we be playing Mad Libs? I don't know. Why don't we laugh at the nonsense that I started doing at the beginning of this channel for a little bit. So hang on, let me get that up and switch. Whoa. Don't start right off the bat. All right. So this, I have not rewatched properly in a while. This is the very first scripted short that I shot. This was the first one that was uploaded back when this channel was originally supposed to be scripted shorts. I do kind of like that I use the Masterpiece Theater music there.
I am a geek. I'm not a nerd. I'm not a dork. I'm not a dweeb. Nerds are scholastic overachievers. Dorks are perpetually awkward in social situations. And dweebs... Well, I think dweebs were hunted to extinction in the 1980s. But I am a geek.
So that opening, that used to be part of a of a stand-up set that I did when I was in New York. I forget where I went with it from there, because like it diverges at this point for this scripted thing. But yeah, that was originally part of a stand-up set. All right. What else we got? Oh God. So yeah, this also has clips. So there's random clips dropped in at various points, some of which come from later episodes. The reason for that is because Nathan, who's playing Dave, the lead character here, he did not memorize this entire monologue. I wanted this to be one continuous shot. I was not able to get that because he kept flubbing the lines. So to cover the cuts, I inserted stuff like this. And yes, this was an actual video store that was in operation at the time. It's not now.
And proud of it. There are more of us out there than you might think. A geek is someone with a passion.
Okay. Oh, we've got random people. So that's my kiddo's mother. Reading the Nodwit Chronicles.
With a
that's a couple of friends that I knew. So kind of a roundabout way, they weren't involved in local theater, but they were connected to it. So
passion for something beyond a mere interest.
So I don't put my kiddo on camera, but I did then because, I don't think she was even 1 yet. And I figure, like, I don't think this is this one shot. And like, I got clearance from her mother to do this and film it and use it. And, she knew I was doing this. But I don't put my kid on camera now, and I won't. But there you go. From over 10 years ago, because this was shot during the summer. So yeah, she was not yet 1. Oh, goodness gracious. It was actually so cute that she put the sonic screwdriver in her mouth. Anyway.
Their hobby. They're the big ones. The Star Trek geek, the video game geek, the comic book geek. But it can be almost...
Okay, this was a random drop-in that I grabbed. I think I just realized I wanted something. And so I printed this out, this Klingon recipes thing. That's me in a wig over a pot of boiling water with nothing in it. But yeah. God. Oh, wow. This takes me back. I was oddly proud of the fact that I used proper Klingon font for that.
Almost anything.
I think I actually printed out actual recipes there for like actual Klingon recipes. I can't read them now. It's too low def.
Knowing why She-Hulk can change.
Okay, so I just want to put this in here. So the shirt he's wearing, he almost always wore one of my shirts because I had all the geeky shirts. So that one's not super geeky, but I like it anyway. So that's Quadruple Tree, which is a Mitch Hedberg joke. If you don't know Mitch Hedberg, he was a comedian who was amazing and passed away way too young. But yeah.
Perform at will, while regular Hulk can't.
Okay, so we've got Nicole at the piano, who will do at least one more, so you'll get to see her better. She's one of the other main leads, and she could actually play the piano. She was a school music teacher.
It does not matter to you, but it matters to us.
God, this. So there we go with some more friends chasing a child out the door with a lightsaber. Because yeah, random geeky nonsense. That was actually the wife and the kid of the guy we saw playing.
Most people who geek out about things want to live them. Horror movie geeks like to make their bloody home movies.
Okay, so this is the one shot of my face. And again, it's an insert to cover cuts. And yes, that's ketchup on this massive freaking knife. It's packed away somewhere. That thing is absurd, that knife. I've still got it. Oh boy. So, all right, let's keep going.
A truly dedicated fantasy geek might write a few Harry Potter fanfics.
Oh, I wish I hadn't cited Harry Potter there. But we pause for Nicole to pet Tamalion, my dragon. Okay, so like even at this point, I had specific geekdoms planned for each of these characters. So like Nicole, her character Kathy, she is a fantasy geek, a Star Trek geek, and she's the big reader of the group. Nathan, who's playing Dave, he's a movie geek. That's his big thing, and also Star Wars. Matt, which was the character I played, was a video game geek and a Doctor Who geek. Were the main things.
And somebody.
Oh, and we've got random people playing Magic the Gathering in the background again, pulled from
who is a dungeon master theater. Who spends all of their free time detailing a dungeon.
This is from my book, long before it was a book. This is my rough sketch of on the left is the interior of the Dragon's Breath, which is a location that comes up, and on the right is Torvek. That is the city, which I had someone who's a much better artist than me redo for the book proper. But ultimately, the map of the ground floor of the Dragon's Breath, ultimately I didn't need. But
in Dragons campaign.
And there's my world map with like Qatari was like what I originally called it. I think I ultimately decided like just drop it. I couldn't think of a name for the continent I actually liked. So now it's just the lone continent. But there's my rough sketch because yeah, that's how long I was working on that damn book. Oh, good grief.
Drawing maps, writing ancient texts.
So that's a notebook, Tunberry. That's my Book of Nod. I think that's just got dialogue scribbled in it.
And accounting for every possible outcome.
Another community theater person.
Well, that person might be a serial killer.
Okay, so I like redecorated a lot of stuff in the house. So like normally that Lord of the Rings poster over on the left and that sword over his shoulder, those weren't normally in the kitchen. But I put them there for the sake of this shot. Just to make it feel more drenched in geekiness than the house already was. Because actually, at the time I was living there, my geekiness was pretty well contained to the designated geek cave where most of my stuff went.
My point is, we care about these things to a level that you may think unhealthy.
More random clips from later episodes.
But look around. Is it really so different from the sports fan, the car
Star Wars poster that I just bought and pinned up?
Not the reality TV junkie? Of course, they'd never own up to being geeks. But this isn't about them. This is about those of us that wear the label with pride. You think you know what...
Okay. So those two pieces of art were actually done by Nathan's brother, Caleb. And those show up in like the proper opening credit sequence, because this doesn't have the proper opening credit sequence as the first episode, but these were stylized bits of art of each of the characters. I mean, this is just the one for Kathy and for Matt. There's a different one for Dave, which we'll do one more episode. You can see those too. Boy,
we're like. You think you can spot us? You think we wear Star Wars t-shirts, talk through our noses, and stay up late on the internet chatting about how Spider-Man 3 was the worst?
Again, that's me with an empty bag of chips, being sure to put way up top, worst movie ever. And I think that might even be an IMDb review page from the time that I have pulled up. I'm not sure. Maybe. I think it is. Maybe not. I can't remember.
Movie ever? You're wrong.
God, the sound is so bad. The sound's inconsistent. The The camera's a wobbly mess. This is not good. It's kind of fun to rewatch, but it's not
Blend in. We live among you and you don't even know it. We bag your groceries. We do your taxes. We teach your children. We are geeks. And we are everywhere.
I kind of yanked from Fight Club a little bit there with that. Yeah, and there's all the peoples. Oh, good grief. Let me come back, see if I've missed super chats. Oh, I have missed several. Supreme Omega. Hope you are well. Question. Isn't will they, won't they romantic tension can be more boring than stable couples? For me, I don't think Ross and Rachel has aged well. I don't know if it's inherently more boring than stable couples. It's certainly more common and way more played out than stable couples are. Because stable couples almost never get shown. So I don't think will they, won't they is inherently more boring, but it's boring. It's more boring by oversaturation, is I think what I'd say about that. Brandon Stotts, thank you so much. Ooh, $20. Hydrating. More than a sip is what it'll be at that. Congratulations on 10 years. Here's 20 to encourage another 10. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that immensely. Worst movie ever. Yeah. Any thoughts on Grant Morrison's X-Men run? I don't think I ever read it. I'm actually not sure if I've ever... I know of a lot of stuff Grant Morrison's done. I don't think I've actually read anything they've written, like front to back. I don't think I have. And here we see the wild geek in their native habitat. Yeah. Pretty much. I remember watching that TV movie about the dangers of D&D with Tom Hanks in the 80s. Wasn't that like Monsters and Mazes? Something like that? Question, what's your thoughts on the look of Rugel Bernstein? And follow-up, do you think you could rock it? I don't know what that is. Hang on. Google, help me out here. I can't rock that mustache. Mustache is not a good look on me. The outfit I could work. I could work that outfit. Not the facial hair though. John Vinyl. Oh, ooh, that is also, I think, adjusted for U.S. currency. There we go. I still rewatch your shorts every now and then. Aw, thank you, Miss Wicked Wolf. Sing Goddess, the tale of fierce love between the glyph witch and her beloved. That fierce love that shook our isle to their stony roots and changed the heart of a once doomed pair of sisters, one owl and one raven. Not even entirely sure what I just recited there, but I like it. It's got a good, it flows well. Scans well. Feels good in the mouth. I put that really weird. It's awkward now. Moving on. Last night you were unhinged. A wild, untamed thing. You frightened me. Do it again. Carami, mon cher. Oh, I need to rewatch Addams Family. It's really good. It's really good. You look good with the Johnny Depp facial hair, but then everyone does. Yeah, like that. That's the thing about the Johnny Depp facial hair. Everybody actually looks good with that. But I can't grow that. So, yeah. Let's see. I don't know how we got to tons of Addams Family quotes, but I'm living for it. Oh, is that what John Vinyl's thing was from? Was that like maybe from the second one? Because I know the first one much better. Just a modern woman trying to have it all. A loving husband, a family. It's just, I wish I had time to seek out the dark forces and join their hellish crusade. That's all. What's the best Adams, do y'all think? I mean, I get Gomez. Raul Julia's Gomez, just, oh. Mwah. All right. All right. We'll do one more of these. I'm just trying to decide which one to have it be. Okay. I think it's got, oh, damn it. It's going to have to be the Tournament Fighter one. Oh, crap. I worry that that some of these jokes have not aged well. Oh, excuse me. But we'll see. We'll see. So this was the second episode ever did. And here's the actual opening credits proper. With the theme and everything, because I've had this theme forever. This theme was actually made by the husband of a friend of my kid's mother. So, I added a superhero background, but that's the artwork of Dave in a sort of a superhero form. And because he's a movie geek, he's got a movie reel on his chest. There's Kathy, and becomes, Elvin with the dragon. She got the coolest start. And there's me with short hair as Matt in a sort of a cyborg, cyberpunky looking deal. So actually, hold on. Let me get rid of my face so you can see Kathy halfway decently there for a hot minute. Oh, good stuff. Caleb, I don't know if he's still drawing. He's good. Okay. Oh, God. So the music you are hearing now is also music from the same guy who does who did the main theme for Council of Geeks, and I also had him throw together some Tournament Fighter style music for me. And you're gonna hear like fighter sounds and like yells and whatnot, and those were mostly provided by my kid's mother and by Nicole, who you'll see in a minute.
New Tournament Fighter? Yeah. Impressive breast physics.
Yeah, they've got a nice jiggle on some of the curvier fighters, too.
And this is what I meant by I don't know how well this is aged. Ah! Oh. Impressive breast physics. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
How's the gameplay?
I don't know. I turn it on and the opening cinematic starts, I get hypnotized, and then it just goes into demo mode and I can't stop watching.
Doesn't the gameplay in fighters this female heavy always suck?
Usually.
Guess that's the price of titillation.
How you figure?
You know what's kind of weird, what's throwing me off, is seeing myself in these old glasses frames that basically have no frame. It's just like the stuff to put on my ears, and it's just the lens free floating there. So it looks like it looks as little as possible like I'm even wearing glasses. Like, as somebody now who takes a lot of pleasure in having a lot of very noticeable frames, it's weird to see myself like that back then. It's odd. It is odd.
Well, it's like porn. You don't expect Oscar caliber acting, just great titillation. You trade acting for boobs. And you're doing the same here with the gameplay.
I'm not sure how comfortable I am at this point comparing basically a Dead or Alive style Tournament Fighter to porn. That feels like a cheap jab. I'm not sure it's an inaccurate one, but oh my gosh.
I don't know if I'd go so far as to compare it to porn. Okay, maybe that move. Possibly her victory pose.
Hey guys. What the hell is... Oh my god.
Hey, Kat.
Why are her breasts bouncing independently of each other when she's not even moving.
I don't know, but it's
Strangely beautiful.
Nicole was such a good sport because, like, the character of Kathy is gay, which was part of how my 30-year-old brain thought it would be okay to justify her ogling these characters as much as the guys are. Nicole was a good sport to put up with my nonsense.
Yeah.
And wait for it. I don't know, like, I'm laughing a lot. I don't know if it's actually funny or if it's just me remembering, like, filming it and just thinking, oh my gosh. Now, like, quality-wise, I think this came out much closer to what I had envisioned than the first one did. Yeah, there we go. That's right. My kid's mother got a craft services credit because she made food for us. Oh, excuse me. Good grief. It's surreal hearing this music among these visuals. Yeah, it's, oh boy. They have huge tracts of land. Sexy fight noises. Yeah, basically. Basically, yeah. DOA did have a jiggle physics slider. I forgot that. Anita Sarkeesian has entered the chat. Oh, she'd have my head. 1 minute in and I'm like the first off what? Second the yep. It is actually funny to me at least. Well, I'm glad some people think so. You got to get the crew back together. Not really viable. Like Nathan, I could maybe pull. He's a pain in the ass to get a hold of because he's barely on social media at all. I think I'd actually have to go to the I would have to go to the farmer's market because he sells. He's a blacksmith and he sells stuff there. Nicole, that can't. Nicole moved away. Nicole is on an island in the Caribbean now. I forget which one. So yeah, getting us all physically back in the same space. I don't think that'll ever happen. Oh, we got more super chats. Thank you very much, Freddie Gormack Smith. Congratulations on 10 years. You've quickly become one of my favorite pop culture YouTubers, especially when it comes to Doctor Who. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Aongus, oh boy. That's a hydrate. Whew. Do you have a favorite 80s, 90s kid type sci-fi, such as The Last Starfighter, E.T.'s excluded? The thing is, if you're talking 80s and 90s, I like the fantasy around that time a lot more than the sci-fi. Because, like, the fantasy, you were getting stuff like Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, and even stuff like Conan the Barbarian, which I didn't see when I was that age. I saw much later. But the sci-fi, a lot of the sci-fi didn't really grab me at the time, to be honest. I was kind of like a Star Wars only sci-fi fan for a little while. Definitely through the 80s and through most of the 90s, now that I think back on it. Aaron, oh, no question, just happy anniversary. Well, you did, I appreciate that greatly, but you did contribute at the $10, which means I'm pulling another bean out of this cursed box. All right, what is this? This is either, hang on. That's either going to be, oh, crap. That's either going to be buttered popcorn or rotten egg. Okay. Eric. Oh. That's the worst thing about the bad ones is they take a minute to hit you. And so, like, by the time you realize what it actually is, it's coated your tongue. God damn it. Whew, you remind me of the babe. Babe with the power. Power of voodoo. You do. Remind me of the babe. So my baby, crying hard as babe could cry. What are my thoughts on Masters of the Universe? I nostalgically love it. I have not rewatched it in a while because, frustratingly, Frank Langella has faced some credible allegations in the last year or so that make me uncomfortable, which is really because I love Frank Langella. He's an amazing actor, and he is the reason to watch that movie because Skeletor is friggin' awesome in that. God damn it! It's right up there with not being able to watch Usual Suspects anymore because of freaking Kevin Spacey. Have I read Mistborn? Nope, never heard of it. Too bad you can't smell them and detect the fragrance. You can't. It's sealed under the candy coating, so you really can't tell. Your singing is beautiful. Thank you. Oddly, like this has got this. This sounds like a line, but I actually have had this verified by other people. I sing better after the equivalent of a glass of wine or a shot because I get less self-conscious. I actually can sing semi-decently, assuming it's in my range, but I get very self-conscious because I know I'm out of practice. But, you know, you get a drink in me and I suddenly don't care as much, and so I'm not as self-conscious, and I'm better. I'm better. I like to get that back without drinking, without hydrating. I'd have to get back into practice, and I'm not. Tell us more about your friend who's a blacksmith at the farmer's market. What, Nathan? I don't know where it is right now. I actually have a bottle opener that he made. He's a laid back guy. He's in kind of a madrigals band. I don't know if that's still going. He was in that with his partner, who I think they moved in together. I think they're still together. I haven't seen him since like maybe the start of summer. So I haven't seen him in a bit. Have I seen the Wednesday trailers? I've only seen the first one. Looks like Wednesday actually probably either kills or maims someone in the trailer for the new Tim Burton series. Yeah, I saw that. Like, that doesn't bother me. It's just not quite landing right with me. Stephen Baldwin's a donut too. He is, but he wasn't a big part. He wasn't as big a part of why I liked The Usual Suspects. So that didn't bother me as much. Maybe just have to resign yourself so almost everyone was an asshole so we can enjoy flicks. I know, not a great choice, but when am I doing the Patreon questions? Oh, that's actually, I didn't set a time for that because we're gonna go long. Actually, you know what? Why don't we do that now since we've already done the cutoff and I'm not taking new ones. So I'm gonna jump over to the Discord right now to take Patreon supporter questions. I hadn't thought of when I was gonna do that. All right, here we go. First up, when did you first see this as a possible full-time job? Before I even started the channel. If you're asking me when I first realistically saw it, probably towards the end of 2018, I thought maybe I could make this work. But like the ambitious and somewhat narcissistic part of my brain, like right off the bat, was like, I'm going to make this my living. Having no idea what I was doing and what I initially started doing, not holding up at all. But yeah, realistically, I started thinking about it tail end of 2018. There would be about another year and a half before that would happen. Have you ever tried the canned water called Liquid Death? No. What? What? Canned what? What? Hold on. Liquid Death. Liquid Death Mountain Water. Murder Your Thirst. What the hell is this? Canned Water Company. Why? What? Hold on. Water sourced from the Austrian Alps, where it's canned. It's also got sparkling, but it's just water. Okay, I guess they've also got some carbonated stuff. Like what? Oh, and they also make NFTs, so screw them, even for a novelty. When reviewing a new season of a TV show, what makes you decide whether to review them episode by episode or as a season as a whole? It honestly, a lot of it depends on what my expectations are going in. That's something that I'll make on a case-by-case basis. Because it has to be something that I'm pretty confident I'm going to see through to the end of the season, and that I'm reasonably confident I'll have things to say about every episode. And so that's why generally I only commit to doing it on stuff that I'm pretty confident about. So that's been, some of the Star Wars stuff, the Marvel stuff, Game of Thrones, and some things like that. Whereas other stuff, and even some of that I have bailed on after a couple of episodes, or at least bailed doing the reviews, if not bailed on the show. So I don't make a full commitment, even if it's my initial intent, but it largely has to do with, it also has to do with how are these being released. Because since Netflix does the binge thing, there's no reason to go episode by episode. It's all available at one time. So it only really applies to stuff where it's coming weekly anyways, like on HBO Max or whatever the hell that turns into next year, and in Disney Plus. But yeah, case by case. Ever had a steak and kidney pie? I have had meat pies. I don't think I've had steak and kidney. Have you tried Marmite? I can't remember if you received it when you were getting UK snacks and food, etc. Marmite was not included in the UK snacks that I was sent. So no, I have not tried Marmite. Is it mulled cider weather yet? Sorry, mulled water. Yep, I'm going deep tonight. It actually, yes, it's been overcast, it's been rainy, it's mulled cider season. Although I am, just regular water tonight. Let's see, what's up next? When you first filmed Council of Geeks, were you going with two guys, a girl, and a pizza place vibe? If I was, it was by accident, because I've actually never seen that show. So possibly, but not on purpose. Am I ready for the spoopy season? I think so. My kid's excited. My kid is intending to go as Peridot from Steven Universe. And her mother, who is all in, is pulling together an outfit, hair and all. It's going to be a thing. What is the airspeed of an unladen swallow? Is that an African swallow or a European swallow? If you like if you like Pop-Tarts, what's your favorite kind? I get Pop-Tarts very sporadically. And not very often. I actually tend to like the more sort of chocolatey and almost dessert style ones as opposed to the fruity ones. So things like s'mores or the Oreo ones I like better when I have them, which is rare. What are the best mythical creatures? All of them. All of them are. Mythical creatures are wonderful and amazing, and I have a personal soft spot for the Huldra because it's lesser known outside of the sort of the Scandinavian regions where it originates from. But they're all good. I love mythological creatures. They're great. They're wonderful. What's the longest fan fiction you've ever read, if any? See, I was going to say I've never read fan fiction. That's not true. Because I have, not habitually and not in a long time, but I have read basically pornographic fan fiction. But I kind of fell off that in college. I remember the one that broke me was I was reading an X-Men porn fanfic. And this was the days like freaking before fanfiction.net, or at least this was stuff that couldn't be on fanfiction.net because it was flat out porn. And it might have even been before the site was a thing because I'm old. But I remember getting real ticked off because Rogue touched somebody bare skinned and nothing happened. And I immediately closed it down and were like, you don't even know these characters at all. So I got really mad at the porn I was reading for not being accurate to the characters that I knew. What was the longest? I have no idea. Not very long. So, because for the purposes I was reading these things, they only needed to be, I don't know, maybe 10 pages. Just saying. Okay, I'm now back to the main chat. Let's see here. Peridot, I love it. Yeah, the Claude. Let's see what else we got in here. Pop-Tarts are fun as a once-in-a-while treat, but even as a little kid, I like bagels and lox and salami sandwiches. Sandwich. Never liked PBJ. I didn't either. I would eat jelly sandwiches, but I didn't really like peanut butter as a kid. I really love your depiction of the Fae and the mythical creatures you use in Dreams of Fire. Yay! There are more in the other one set in the same world when I get around to it, including some new ones. Like I've got Trow in that one. Dryads show up again. I've got gargoyles. Yeah, there's some more in that one. I think Trow are the most notable new addition in the next one, which I don't know when that'll be done. I have no idea. John Vinyls, thank you very much. Whoo, that is a hydrate level of support. Cheers. That's good water. Ever notice how Stranger Things plus Owl House explore similar themes and ideas? Neurodivergent kids as heroes, found families standing up to an oppressive government, a bully becoming a better person, dimension travel. I mean, like, these are not uncommon themes to cover for characters in that age range. Obviously, they are leaning into somewhat different aspects, whereas Owl House goes for a bit more whimsy and Stranger Things is much more horror inspired. But like those general themes are pretty common in a lot of stories about characters in those age ranges. So, yeah, no, I'm not I don't think I'd ever much thought about it, but I'm not particularly particularly, I had to just power through it. Surprised by it. Whew. There we go. I'm all right. So where are we here? Tolkien really should have written about hot elf sex. Go Glorious, aka Glorfindel. Oh dear Lord. Look, there's plenty of elf naughtiness out there on the internet at this point. There are some awesome folks on that site that is just for fans that do some elf stuff. I'll get around to doing that one of these days. We'll see. I eat PB&J with banana. Power to you. Not my thing. Supreme Omega. Yes. Saying it like that. Yes. Would you like to see adaptation of Wally as the Flash someday on both film and TV instead of always adapting Barry, highlighting the legacy aspect of DC? I don't know why I decided to do it all like that, but I've said before, it's one of the things that I hold the biggest grudge against Jeff Johns over was wiping out a lot of the legacy stuff and bringing back the quote unquote iconic versions of characters, iconic to him from when he was growing. It was so creatively selfish of him to basically go, oh, I don't want to write the versions of these characters that weren't the ones I was reading when I was a kid. Meh. So I kind of hate that Jeff Johns did that with DC. And so, like, I would love for the legacy characters in general to be more of a thing in the comics, and especially in the adaptations, because it never comes up. Like, Wally came up briefly in The Flash until he moved over to Legends of Tomorrow, where he was only for a season. But yeah, I would like to see Wally. I'd like to see a Green Lantern other than Hal frickin' Jordan. I'd love to see I'd love to see Robin at all. Any frickin' Robin. I mean, like, to be fair, the way they have been doing Batman lately doesn't really lend itself to a Robin, especially the Robert Pattinson one, which I did like that movie, but I'm not sure a Robin would fit in that. But, like, I would like to see some Robins, multiple even. It's just, DC really had something with the legacy characters. They really had a sense of history and growth, and it also allowed them to do one of the few things that superhero characters never get able to do, which is to stop, to have an ending. You could have one of them close out their story, but still have someone have the mantle. Now, I'm not saying that I should do that with every character, but, like, you at least have the option to do it sometimes. And they used to, and they don't now. And it's really frustrating. Do people go to the farmer's market for blacksmith work a lot? I don't know. I can't imagine that, because I've been to other farmer's markets. I don't think I've seen blacksmith stuff. I mean, though I've seen, like, jewelry work stuff. Like, I got this at a farmer's market. The hell was that? But no, I think Nathan's stuff is the only thing I've seen. The singing blacksmith, that's his stuff. It's good stuff. Damn to the depths, whatever mutton had thought of parlay. And now I want to talk like a pirate. I don't know why. Just feels like something to do. How do you feel about Marcy's story in The Amphibia? I don't like stories that tell kids you can make new friends in your new town or school, because IRL, that's often not true. I'll drop the pirate thing. So, I don't know. Like, the thing is, it's not always true, but I also think it's true often enough that it's probably a comfort for kids to hear, and I think that comfort has value even in the unfortunate situation where it doesn't pan out. Because I think going into a new situation thinking, I will not make any new friends here, like, well, you're definitely not now, if that's what you think going in. I see what you're getting at with the question. That's not where I land on something like that. But I do understand your perspective, though I'm not in the same place. How tipsy would you say you are from Who Boy to I'm Out? I'd say I'm roundabout, right about there. Jon Stewart was the Green Lantern in Justice League. Yes, one of the few instances, but that show is also, like, about almost 20 damn years old. Might even be 20 damn years old. Probably is 20 damn years old. I am damn old. Have you ever seen the old Quantum Leap? Have any plans to see the reboot? I think I saw literally one episode of Quantum Leap when I was like 9. I didn't understand what was going on. I have not watched any since then. I do not particularly plan to see the reboot. One, because I expect it's going to be canceled. And two, it kind of got on my bad side right from the trailer where, like, okay, so we've got our new lead and the hologram helping him is a woman. Like, we used to be romantic. Why? Why can't they just be freaking co-workers? Why? Why? Ugh, every time. Every time. God damn it. So no, I don't currently plan to see it. What about Jay Garrick? Jay Garrick is underappreciated. Although he did also turn it up in some of the Arrowverse stuff. Was it? I think it was Crisis on Infinite Earths. He showed up. Oh, I can't remember now. Yesterday was Talk Like a Pirate Day, so you can get away with it. That's my excuse. How come most pirates are Cockney? You ever notice that? Like, what the hell? Honestly, because Cockney's a real fun accent, and pirates are fun. There you go. Because it's either that or you're going to go real hard in on the R, matey. What is it that ye be trying to do? I'll make you walk the plank. And like that, that grates on the throat. Doesn't Robin accidentally reveal that he has an interest in eugenics at the end of the 1966 Batman movie? I would call that a very odd reading of the end of that movie, Rowan. I would say Robin has a notion that is had by what is ostensibly a child who does not fully understand the ramifications of what he is suggesting, and it is brushed off by the adult in the room. Describing that as an interest in eugenics, I feel that is a inaccurate read. I see how you get there, but I think you really veered off the road. How far from being fan fiction are works like The Good Doctor? They're not fan fiction because they're officially sanctioned. So, like, they're just not. How far from fan fiction? As far as you can get, because what defines something as fan fiction is that it's unsanctioned. What defines something as not being fan fiction is being officially sanctioned. Like, there isn't really a gradient of that. It's either officially sanctioned or it's not. Because, like, people will say something like, this feels like fan fiction, and use it as a derogatory for a piece of work. And that's something that I myself have done. And I try not to anymore, because fan fiction is no more inherently bad than anything officially sanctioned. Because fan fiction is not constrained by what has the IP owner actually signed off on, there is much more of it. Therefore, there is much more bad stuff, just not necessarily as a percentage, but definitely by sheer volume. There's a lot more bad fan fiction just because there's a lot more fan fiction. But when people deride something as feeling like fan fiction and they use it as a derogatory, that I don't think has much meaning. I will kind of stand by what I said about Rise of Skywalker, in that the level of escalation felt a bit fan fiction-y, but not in the sense that, like, I'd ever read fan fiction that was like that, but in the sense of it's the kind of ridiculous one-upsmanship escalation that feels like it comes from an unconstrained fanned mind, when if it's actually being put into a movie produced by Disney, it felt like somebody somewhere should have gone, slow your roll. And nobody did. That movie was a mess. It's very weird to me now that my review at the time was broadly positive. Yeah. All right, trying to catch up. What are some of your other favorite lesser known mythical creatures? I don't know. I kind of like the little mischievous ones, like your red caps and your brownies. Who was your favorite protagonist of the 4 books of Infinity Train? Ooh. I would say, God, I can't remember her name now. Oh, yeah, Lake. Lake from book 2 was my favorite. I think they're all good, actually. Imagine if Doctor Who was French or Irish. Now, like, we might actually get an Irish Doctor at some point, but French. Welcome to the TARDIS. He's bigger on the inside, no? That was probably offensive to somebody. You think House of the Dragon has so many time jumps because it's based on historical history? It's based on historical history, fictional history, and history of stretches where nothing interesting happens. HBO Rome had a lot of time jumps too. I'm sure that's exactly the reason why. And basically, people who've actually read the fictional history this is adapting have said as much to me. But that doesn't do anything to change my impression of when they work or when they don't. I can understand why something's there, but that doesn't mean it suddenly works. There's just random quotes showing up. Showing up in here, and I'm loving it. First, your return to shore was neither part of our negotiations nor our agreement, so I must do nothing. Secondly, you must be a pirate for the pirate code to apply, and you're not. And thirdly, the code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules. Welcome aboard the Black Pearl, Miss Turner. Oh, that movie's so good. In Bionic Commando, oh God, are we really going to talk about that twist? Yeah, we are. The consciousness of the main character's wife was in his mechanical arm. Biggest WTF moment I've witnessed in my life as a gamer so far. See, I didn't even play that game, but I read that. I'm like, no, this must be like somebody's weird twisting of what actually happened. And then I looked it up. I'm like, what? I usually interpret fan fiction as unpolished at best and wish fulfillment at worst. Like, I understand using it to mean those as derogatories, but again, I kind of feel that's unfair, considering that there's a fair amount of fan fiction out there that's better written than a lot of officially sanctioned stuff. I should check out fan fiction for the 13th Doctor. On a completely unrelated note. Yes, Vera is right about fan fiction. Doctor Who is basically fan fiction. Can you explain the ending of Batman 66? I've never seen it. Oh, geez. Okay. So, I will try. Oh, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. Okay. The ending, the criminals come into possession of a dehydrating device where you can dehydrate someone to basically into a pile of sand. And if you rehydrate them, they just pop back up and they are themselves again. And so the villains, which are the Riddler, the Joker, Catwoman, and the Penguin, use this on the, I think it's the Security Council. Anyway, it's on the United Nations. So all the United Nations members, and they put the sand of them in these little tubes, and they kidnap them and hold them for ransom. And after like the big climactic fight, this comedy character who's just been around called Commodore Schmidlap, he accidentally knocks over the vials with all of the United Nations representatives in them all over the place, meaning the sand has all gotten all intermixed. And so, so Batman and Robin have to, they come up with a device to separate the sand out and try and not have a single grain of sand out of place so that they can restore these people to how they actually were. And I forget what Robin's exact line is, but he basically floats the idea of before we bring them back, is there anything that we can or should do that would put them in a position where they'd be better able to negotiate peace for the world. I forget his exact line because it's been too long since I've seen it. And Batman basically going, no, it's not our place to mess with nature. And then they rehydrate these people, and turned out they pretty much got it, except like the brains have been swapped. So like you have like the guy who's clearly the English guy, you know, slamming his shoe on the table, which had previously been established as something that I think the Italian representative did. And so like there is a little bit of that, and they kind of shrug it off because like, well, that's the way it is now. But Robin had kind of suggested doing something like that on purpose. But anyways, I think that covers it. As a resident of Vermont, do you fear being attacked by Champy or spillover from Maine's monsters? I don't think anyone calls him Champy. It's just Champ. And no, Champ's got our back. We love Champ. John Vinyls, thank you so much. Ray's mother was Palpatine's daughter, Martha. Wait a minute. Was her name actually Martha? I'm going to look that up now. Because so help me. Because either that's a really good joke, or it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Ray's parents' names. Dathan and Miramir. Okay. So, good joke then, John. Nicely done. Why did you say that name? Thoughts on Torchwood Miracle Day? Still haven't seen it. Did you see the fan cover of Doctor in Distress that raised money for charity? I did not. Aaron! Thank you so very much. Oh, crap. That's a bean. My last super chat was in Canadian dollars, so it wasn't quite 10 US dollars, so I'm hoping this will make up the difference. May the next bean be better. Well, all right, what do we got? Let's see. What is this? This is either going to be Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks. Thanks, Aaron. It's Tutti Frutti, which isn't a flavor I love, but that's all right. Who's my favorite viewer? All of you. I love you all. And I know that that's like cheesy and generic, but like, if you are watching this and hearing me say it, be it live or on a playback, I love you. Thank you. You help make this possible. And I can't thank any of you enough for that. So your daughter's costume, are you just getting her the outfit, or will you do green skin paint and a pointy wig too? So I've realized, like, since I don't think I'm going to show any more of the shorts, we'll do Mad Libs in a few minutes. Since I'm not doing any more of the shorts, I can actually take that off. So my kid's mother is putting it together. She's gotten most of the outfit put together. She's making the visor, and she is making the wig. And my kiddo has given clearance to have her skin painted green, which we weren't sure she would do because she doesn't like makeup, but she seems to be prepared to commit to this. So yeah, unfortunately, for anybody tries to ask, pictures of her will not be made public. So you'll have to take my word on how good the outfit is or isn't, because I don't share images of my kid who had sex with Palpatine. That was my first question. That's actually in many ways kind of the biggest hole for me. And I don't just mean in a who would want to way, because like I'm not going to yuck somebody's yum, But Morena, that dude never gave any indication that he had the slightest bit of sex drive or interest in anything that wasn't just amassing power kind of way. Like, that's more where I'm confused on that. You've probably been asked a lot, but do you plan to see Dead End Paranormal Park? I'm trying to get the kiddo interested in watching it. She's not biting so far, or at least she wants to do other stuff first. Excuse me. So I might try and cram it in maybe next month because it'll be slightly seasonal. Excuse me. But in addition to that, I am trying to get in stuff that's come out this year. I'm trying over the next few months to anything that I think has a shot at making my top 10 pieces of entertainment of the year at year's end. I'm trying to get in if I haven't already seen it. Earlier I meant, when will you answer the questions from the Patreon thread? Oh, okay. So yeah, the Patreon Q&A, I've shot it. I need to edit it. So maybe later this week. I'm not going to promise. I'm going to try. I'm not going to promise. Especially considering I may not remember I made that claim. Why? What are my hands doing? Whew. All right, where did I leave off? Here we go. Kid's mother is awesome. Yeah, she does pretty good. Supreme Omega, thank you for your contribution to the cause. Was it worth it to derail the spider marriage so many times, even after One More Day? Because they tried to end it several times in the 90s and it drove readers away. Marvel writers have never liked the fact that Spider-Man and MJ got married. Like, from the instant it happened, because it happened because Stan Lee decided to do it with the Sunday strip, with the newspaper strip. And they wanted to have continuity, so they rushed it in the comics. And they didn't like it then, and they never got on board with it. But the fans did. The fans invested in them. Even if the writers didn't enjoy writing Peter and Mary Jane, the disrespect that was paid to that relationship and that marriage, and yes, before One More Day, but even taking that into account, screw One More Day. Holy crap. Ugh. Ugh. Basically, a lot of people in the Doctor Who Twitter got together to sing it. I may have been one of them. Didn't ask you if wanted to take part because the block function exists. Why don't you wear the costume to show it to us? Because while my kid is quite tall for her age, she's not 6 feet tall. That's why. I would tear through it. Something that's been bugging me for a while. You said you find fully rendered 3D graphics in game to be a cause for motion sickness. Care to elaborate? So basically, Logan, at this point, like, it's been a thing off and on forever. But at this point especially, anything where the camera is more or less free roaming. So, like, if the camera's locked off, like, say, with your original God of War trilogy, that's not a problem. The issue is less that it's fully rendered 3D graphics and more that the camera is free roaming. Because even if I am in control of the camera, which most of these games will allow me to do, the camera swinging around as I look at things will set off my motion sickness. And it's not even just a matter of high-octane action. Oftentimes where it starts to hit me the worst is when I am just looking around an environment. Just the way the cameras swing around, I get motion sick. And it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse in the last few years. I think the last games that I played that were anything close to that I didn't get motion sick on were probably the PS3 Wolverine game, that's a semi-locked off camera. because it does pan, but it's not fully free roaming. And Uncharted 3. So, like about a decade ago. At this point, like it sets off so harshly. It got set off during the Stanley Parable, which like is really low key, but even that set it off. Like it's real bad at this point. Would you ever react to the fan cover the way you did for Real Doctor in Distress? Maybe not tonight. Don't ask me to do it tonight. Have you seen the second Doctor episode, The Mind Robber? I think it's his best episode. I have seen it, but I saw it like 14 years ago. So I need to rewatch that one. My favorite has still been Tomb of the Cybermen, which has some problems. Some aspects of that have aged real badly, but it's got a lot of my favorite stuff. You say one more day, I think one day more from Les Mis. One day more, another day, another destiny. Yep. I like Les Mis. Next time I don't have an audiobook to listen to, and I'm in the car by myself, I gotta crank the Les Mis soundtrack. Just belt that. I used to do that in high school, just belt that soundtrack. I love that soundtrack. Yeah. Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? This is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drum, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes. I could keep going, but I don't want the stream to get flagged. What's worse, Christmas creep or back to school commercials in July? Christmas creep, because that actually shows up like physically in stores. The back to school commercials, that's usually only on network TV and I don't watch it. So weird one, but your favorite Dalek design? I don't know. I don't know. I kind of default to the Series 1 Dalek, the kind of rusty look that was introduced in Series 1 with Eccleston. That's partially nostalgic because that's the first one I saw. Did you mind me using my question as an extension of my last commission review? I felt like I was violating some assumed rule that the questions would be about you. No, I didn't mind at all. Don't worry about that. And I answered it. You'll get to see. I second Ben's request for a reaction to the Doctor in Distress fan cover. Not today. Excuse me. Not today. Not this week. But someday. Please. Someday the days of men will end, but it is not this day. I have a better soundtrack for you, Blast Hamilton. I can't sing as much of Hamilton, though. Not as much of Hamilton is in my range. Some of it is. A lot of it isn't. The power cable generated an electrical field and confused their tiny metal minds. You might almost say they've had a complete metal breakdown. Oh, Doctor, I'm sorry. Yeah, stuff like that, Rowan. It's like, that's the Tombs of the Cybermen was what made me love the second Doctor. Like, love him. It's amazing. I'm singing along here. They can't demonetize me. Oh, good to know. Let's see. Last question for me. Have you ever heard of the Mongolian metal band The Who? Yes, that is how it's spelled. I highly recommend. They are really awesome. Mongolian metal band. You have my curiosity. Since I intend to crash after this stream, you may have to hit me up on Twitter or something to remind me, but My wife used the words from that song on a protest sign during the George Floyd protests in 2020. Oh, I think that works. One song I missed from Catholic service is Be Not Afraid. It's my favorite hymn, but I've only heard it once in any Episcopalian churches. Oh, I don't know. I wasn't raised in a church, so hymns weren't ever really a big part of my life, but I'll buy that. I saw the Hugh live. Oh, well, you got an endorsement as well, Logan. And Carolyn has good taste, so I'm not doing the Hercules Mulligan thing right now. What is the Christmas creep? Christmas creep is like, it's not like a creep with Christmas, like, do you want to sit on Santa's lap? It's not that. It's like Christmas creeping in to places where it has no business. You know, when I was a kid, I'm old. I'm not the oldest thing in the world, but just at this point saying that phrase just makes me feel old. But when I was a kid, the thing was, it wasn't until after Thanksgiving that you'd see Christmas things. Thanksgiving was the wall that held Christmas at bay. Then the wall fell. Now it is up to Halloween to hold strong and hold Christmas back. But there are cracks in the wall, and you see it leak through. You see the jingle bells in October. You get the idea. John Vinyls, thank you so very much. Les Mis soundtrack is a lot less complicated than Hamilton's, to be quite honest. Yeah, the Les Mis songs are not particularly, well, the range on some of them is a bit tricky, but like as compositions, they're actually quite simple. But that's part of what makes them work really well to be sung by massive choruses. Part of the reason Hamilton's songs are a lot more complicated is there is very little chorus work. There isn't a lot that like a mass number of people are singing at a time, whereas Les Mis is full of that. And you don't need a complicated piece of music for it to sound really good sung by a ton of people. So I think that's just kind of a fundamental difference there, is that Les Mis has so much chorus stuff and Hamilton has almost none. Sycorax Rock. What's your pitch for a Doctor Who musical? I'd have to ponder that. That is my pitch for the return of the Dream Lord. He forces the Doctor into a musical of the mind. There's the pitch. Somebody do it. I watched the Netflix adaptation of 13, the musical. It annoyed me so much I felt like I was being possessed by the nostalgia critic. I believe the Hugh did a song for Jedi Fallen Order. Interesting. Blast this holiday music. It's joyful and triumphant. Hate. Loathe entirely. I still don't like that movie, but there are fun, memeable moments. Oh, we were going to do Mad Libs. Okay. All right. I've been trying to catch up on the chat, but I realized I'm not going to catch up. So anyways, how do you feel about Halloween creep? I love Halloween, so I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind that nearly as much. I could be King George for Halloween. I do not have the crown, nor do I have the robe. Although, one of my burlesque friends did do a King George number, and it was good. Are you pondering what I'm pondering? I think so, Brain. But when are we ever going to find rubber pants in our size? What do I think of Stacy's Mom? It's a dumb song, but I like it. Again, partially because I have a burlesque friend who performs to it. Ginge performs to that one. Writing advice, do it daily if you can. Set aside an hour and do it daily. Make a habit out of it. Anyway, John Vinyls, EDA Titan below, hear my prayer and need. You have always been there. Ah. It's changing it from God on high, hear my prayer. I can't sing that because I can't do that falsetto. Hang on. I don't think I can. Hear my prayer. Falsetto is not my strength. In my need, you have always been there. But thank you, John, very much. Anyways, Mad Libs. Okay, so we're going to do at least one, because I said we would. This is Doctor Who Mad Libs. Still got these. So the first thing I need an exclamation. Something that somebody would say, you know, just like, oh darn, drat, gadzooks, shit, something, an exclamation. Show me what you got in the chat, and I will pick a one that I like. Zoinks, crikey. I like crikey. We're taking crikey. It will not always be the first one I see, but it might be. We'll see. I need a place, if you kindly. So now we are at a place. I should have sharpened this pencil. The same pencil I had in my hair for the book banning video. Xanadu, Swindon, Kyoto, roller skating rink. I like Swindon. There's something, I don't know. Swindon sounds like a punchline. And I don't like, nothing against it. I know nothing about it, but it just kind of does. I need a noun. Just any old noun. Whew. Pirate, cat, sock, yarn twerp, doctor. Spank is not a noun. Spank is an action. Control panel, water. Dachshund, door. Are any of these jumping out at me? Hold on. You know what? We're gonna do dachshund. Dachshund. I need another noun, so I'll keep looking. See what we got here. Cheese. I like cheese. And now I need a verb. We already had spank. We'll keep it. And now I need a part of the body, plural. I would tell you to behave yourselves, but I don't think there's any point in advising that. So we're at part of the body, plural. Kidneys. Oh, kidneys. If it's Doctor Who, it's got to be kidneys. Well, actually, hold on. What else we got? Bollocks, elbow, tentacles, thighs, hamstrings. All right, bollocks. We'll do bollocks. I did appreciate kidneys, though. All right, I need a name. Somebody's first name. Boobs. Thank you, Sebastian. I'm surprised it took us that long to get there. Donna, Rose, Vera, Donna. You, Donna, Rory, Cornelius, McCavity, Doofenshmirtz. Ooh, McCavity made me laugh, so we're going with that. McCavity. I need a past tense verb. Past tense vibe. That's the kind of vibe I want. If you can toss that kind of vibe my way, I'd appreciate a good vibe. I see that one, Molly. I'm not going to read it out, but nice. Flirted, exfoliated, gassed, flew, baked, humped, spanked. Yeah, we did spank. Poleaxed? Oh, yeah. Defenestrated. Well, then we're gonna do poleaxed. I need another verb. Dan Povenmire is such a fun follow. He is fun, yeah. So I'm on to another verb. Does not have to be past tense. This time, a different verb, if you please. John Vinyls, thank you. Worst musical of all time is either Love Never Dies, Glitter, and or Music. I recommend you take a look at The Apple. I'm not sure it's as bad as any of those, but you want bad musical, that'll do it. Leap, sleepy. Yeet. All right, yeet. All right, I need a noun. Noun. What a weird word, noun. Noun. Sounds like somebody slurring their words when they say they want something now. I want a noun. Noun. Cat, plum, mushroom, newt, balls, pajamas, juice, Statue of Liberty, teacup, kettle. I like kettle. We'll go simple on this one. I do need another noun, so you can keep them coming. Mole whisker, ghost, police box. Get to the chopper! Noun! Oh God, that does sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger, doesn't it? Bean, fine. I need an adverb from folks, and this is your quiz to see if you remember what an adverb is. Stealthily, swimmingly, fluidly. I rather like fluidly. I need a place, if you could. It's a verb that can do addition, right? That's exactly what it is. Vancouver, Denmark, Nepal, Spooky Island, Arkansas, Mojave, Baltimore. Good morning, Baltimore. Inside my living room. Ooh, Fraggle Rock. Down in Fraggle Rock. And finally, adjective. Go! The Hamburg Philharmonic. I hate that song so effing much from a Baltimorean. Apologies, Astrid. I like that musical. Let's see. What am I waiting for? Oh, adjective. Fluffy, purple, vast, persuasive. Autumnal. Ooh. Squishy, cozy, cozy, analytical, rainy, spicy. Ooh, incomprehensible. I like incomprehensible. All right. We have ourselves a Doctor Who story created in part by you lovely folks. Let's see what we got. Crikey, that's not good, the Doctor said as we sped through Swindon. He pulled his sonic dachshund out of his jacket pocket and aimed it at the nearby hovering cheese. The cheese began to spank into two human-like creatures. I saw one of the creatures I saw one of the creatures' bollocks take form. Oh my McCavity! It looked just like mine! It looked just... The creature's bollock looked just like my bollocks? Okay. Run! The doctor poleaxed and pulled me away. That's us, he added. Well, future us. If we even so much as yeet with ourselves, it will create a kettle that could tear a hole in the space-time being. I fluidly looked back at future us, wondering where in the Fraggle Rock the doctor was going to get that incomprehensible hat. Oh, I gotta remember that I have this more often. It's fun. Oh. Get to the TARDIS! Arnold, that's the doctor. Get to the TARDIS now! Incomprehensible hat as a Douglas Adams story. If it's not, it should be. In the words of Thor, another. Let me think. Maybe one more. Hold on. Let me think. Next time the bath episode returns. Oh God, it has been a long time. Part of the reason I haven't done a live stream from the bath is because back when I did that, I still had the laptop. It's the same reason I don't stream from where I sit for my normal videos anymore, because now it's, the computer is fixed in place. I do have a Chromebook, so in theory, I could do it from the bath. I don't know how good I don't know if my mic will work with the Chromebook though. So the audio might be crap if I try and do that. I don't know. I don't know. I have a regular at work named Thor. I was disappointed when I called out Strongest Avenger and he didn't respond. You should have said Point Break. Guess I should have said Point Break. Yeah, see? There you go. Thor. Access denied. God of Thunder. Access denied. Son of Odin. Access denied. Strongest Avenger. Access denied. Strongest Avenger. Access denied. Damn it, Stark. Point Break. Welcome, Point Break. Does anyone remember laughter? Yes. Yes, I do. Laughter is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Excuse me. Having done research, apparently Thor is cool with the X-Men, so he's the least dickish Avenger. Fair. Although there's some X-Men who have been Avengers. Beast was on the Avengers for freaking ages. You're on strong painkillers when your colleagues at work don't seem to be as annoying as usual. That tracks. I remember someone on Twitter suggested doing an edit of Terminator in which you don't show any of the future scenes or giveaways that Arnie is a robot before the Get Out scene. Oh. That'd be interesting. I mean, like, you'd know going in. But bad musical Paint Your Wagon. I'll take your word for that. I don't know why. You said Paint Your Wagon and songs from Cannibal the Musical started going in my head. It's gonna be a spladoinkle day. Anyways. So, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do another Mad Lib. That one was good. That'll be the only one. Gonna wrap this up. And Carolyn had reminded me earlier to hype up stuff coming. So, I remember, still brain part work still. Woo! So yes, tomorrow I will be streaming on Twitch. I'm still on Loop Hero. I'm gonna try and get through the 4th chapter and get it beaten. We'll see if I can pull that off. But that's what I'm going to be spending tomorrow's stream doing. Maybe, big maybe I will have the first 3 episodes of Andor seen and reviewed. That I do not promise, because I've got to finish an edit on something else, and then on Thursday is She-Hulk. So I don't know. I think maybe what'll happen is maybe I'll do a review of the first 3. I hate drop 3 episodes. I think I'll try and have that, if I can get to them. I'll try and have I'll try and have those out for Andor on Thursday if I have the time to watch all 3. And if I do that, then She-Hulk episode will be out on Friday. And then Friday I'll probably be streaming more Loop Hero if I don't beat it on Wednesday. If I do beat it on Wednesday, I don't know what I'll be streaming. And then Saturday is the return of the MCU Body Count, where we do Captain America. That will hopefully be ready for early access viewing for patrons tomorrow. I think that is everything. I think so. Yeah. 69 watching. Nice. Does Twitch require an app? No, it does not. Well, if you do it from mobile, I think it does. But from a computer, no, it does not. It does not require an app. Shot in the dark, but have you seen any more of Cobra Kai? Nope. Liz is trying to get through some more of it. I still have not seen past season 3. At this point, I've got all this other stuff to do. It's just not a priority. And yes, thank you, Carolyn. Twitch, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow. If you are able to join me on my quest to do whatever it is that we are trying to accomplish in Loop Hero. Bring back the world, I suppose. Bet you the twist will be the world wasn't worth bringing back and it was better destroyed. That would track with the tone and the mood of the thing. Anyway, yeah, that'll wrap it up. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for celebrating 10 years. I did not finish this particular bottle of water, but that's probably for the best. This has been fun. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the day and a wonderful rest of the week. Oh, I missed a super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Lewis. I'm so sorry. John Vinyls, you snuck one more in on me. Oh, woof. Woo. And also, Homebody, if you go to twitch.tv/Council of Geeks, you'll find that'll get you to the Twitch channel. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Carolyn. And yeah, so John Vinyls, you snuck one more super chat in on me. Yes, I've seen Musical Hell's coverage of The Apple. If you don't mind me asking, do you know anything about Love Never Dies and or Glitter? Only piss take reviews that other people have done. I saw Lindsay Ellis's video on Love Never Dies, and I've seen Todd in the Shadows' video on Glitter. So I have not seen either directly, and I have no particular desire to. So yeah, that'll do it. So I think now I'm caught up. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, night, week, month. Hey, John, JVL, sneaking in last minute. Love you too. Good to see you. But yeah, we are going to wrap it up. Yeah, It was good to catch up with you a little bit, John. I saw John at Pride, Burlington Pride, on Sunday. That was nice. Haven't seen him in ages. He's got purple hair now. It's a good look. But anyways, thank you all. And please remember that you are beautiful, you are valid, and you are loved. You are the council. I just run the meetings, and until next time, this council is adjourned. McCavity!